Hello and welcome to Wednesdays with Wit on intellectualradio.com. Today, Lesteiner and I have a very special guest, Miss Dara Michelle of Dara Michelle Events and Consulting. Welcome! Yes, I'm so excited to have you here. Of course, I have your bio and all of those things, but I want you in your own words just to tell everyone who you are and what you do.
Perfect. So first, I just want to thank you, ladies, for having me on the show. I'm excited and I'm just thrilled for the conversation that we will have today. So as Whit mentioned, my name is Dara Michelle. I am the CEO of Dara Michelle Events, and we are a professional, creative, and innovative event planning company that really tries to solve the problem in the event planning world. So we help our clients solve the biggest strategies, challenges, and event planning. And we do that by providing them with structure, strategy, and innovative ideas to really help them align their events, budget their events on time and on budget. And then I'm also the executive director and director of partnership and programming for Focus Fairies Mentoring. And it's a mentoring organization that services girls ages 7 to 14 on the near north side of Chicago. And so I'm very passionate about event planning, event curating, and life coaching and mentoring.
That is awesome. So today's topic is talking about overcoming together, partnering through events. So if you all didn't get a chance to hear that, make sure that you look at the information on the screen for our guest today. You can definitely follow up with her after this show on daramichelle.com. So speaking of today's topic, overcoming together, partnering through events, why is this messaging so important to you and ultimately important to our listeners?
So I believe that partnership in events is very important because it creates accountability. So if it's an area where I lack or an area that I'm not an expert in, I open and welcome partnership with different powerful women or men in organizations that may lack what I don't have. And so all it does is just create this amazing collaboration for everyone where we can offer the best value and the best packages to our clients. Because at the end of the day, sometimes we believe we want to give people what they need and we really need to focus on what our clients need. And we are able to have a partnership where we can provide event planning, marketing, sponsorship, branding, PR, whatever that looks like in your industry, to do it collectively as a unit. It just has more power in it versus trying to do it by yourself and then struggle. And so I'm okay, and I've learned to be okay with releasing the control in areas that I'm just not confident or excelling in, and bring in partners or collaborations to just help us all excel and succeed.
Yes, I truly agree. My partnership here, or maybe it's on this side, yes, with Lesteiner, my lovely co-host, Lesteiner Inspires, we have been partnering in all types of things. It looked like you were about to say something, maybe the same thing. I don't know.
I'll wait till you finish and I'll tell you.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So something that she said, releasing control, man, I wanted to get up and shout woo, because that right there is so important. Being able to release the control and say, okay, I cannot do this by myself. God, send me the people that can do what I can't do to make the vision even greater. So I love that. Release control. Hashtag that, quote that out. Dara said that.
Yes, definitely have to relinquish control. And I actually used Dara from my own services right when COVID-19 hit and my daughter had her 15th birthday party. And I wanted to give away the control. I'm like, I need somebody else who doesn't mind this type of event planning and who can be very flexible and make it fun for children, because though I have children, that's not my ministry. So I was super excited that she was like, yes, and the kids loved it as well. So I want to talk about a particular partnership that we have, and it's called Partnership and Punch. It's been a blessing to partner with your company in this venture. From an event planning perspective, what can attendees look forward to in attending the Partnership and Punch series this Saturday on June 27th?
So it's really geared towards people who are ready to kind of take their event to the next level. So sometimes when we hire event planners, we have to think about the overall event. So when you plan an event, you need branding for your event. You may need sponsorship for your event. You want to get PR because you want people to know about your event. You may need promotion. You may need some marketing done. And so by partnering with companies who can provide those services, on top of having an event plan, I feel like it's just a dynamic trio because you get everything that you need in at one time versus trying to hire an event planner, then say, oh, dang, I need to get my marketing, my branding, or I need to get sponsorship because, you know, it's certain things that I want to get donated. And so on Saturday, we really just want to instill that in our attendees to say, like, you know, let's look at this from a holistic approach of you not only get an event planner, but you get someone who specializes in branding and marketing, someone who specializes in PR promotion and sponsorship. And we're really going to give you the strategies because sometimes people have all these ideas in their head. They want to create this, this, and this, but they don't have no strategy, no structure about how to put it together. And then they get mad if they lose money. They get mad if they don't make money. And so on Saturday, we're really going to deep dive and give them strategies on how to create an event, monetize from that event, and then how to really scale it from just having a one-off to maybe creating a tour, maybe creating a series.
Yes, I am excited about it. I actually want to piggyback on that and ask the Steiner, since she is an attendee of it. So Dara and I have partnered together with the Partnership and Punch, Dara doing the event planning portion, and me handling the PR and sponsorship. But Liz Steiner, from an attendee, and I'm putting you on the spot, from attendee perspective, because you were there and you're going to go to the next one, what did you take away from the first one that made you want to come back to part 2?
Just understanding the necessity of, first of all, like I hashtag release control, because that was something that stood out to me, having the different entities of individuals that are able to bring the vision to life in the way that God gave it to you. And everyone works in a capacity, they're working in their own giftings, but they're coming together for a bigger purpose. And so my takeaway from that was, it's okay to not know what you don't know, but it's not okay to not hire someone to do what you don't know. And so if you have an event that's connected to your business or your brand or your ministry, it's something you want to invest in, and taking that time to create a budget and invest in the things that you need is so important to make an event successful. So that's why I registered, not just for this Saturday, but for the next one. Because I was like, I need all the information I can get. And I work with actually all the ladies that are part of this event. Well, I will be working with Dara, we'll talk about that later. I'm so excited. And I know the quality they bring to the table. I'm about quality and not quantity. It's like if you bring in quality to the table, then the vision is going to be amazing. So I say everyone should attend this event, whether you have a business, a brand, a ministry, even if you have a small event like a birthday party. Mm-hmm. If you have a vision for it, you want that to be amazing. And me personally, I plan stuff, but I feel like releasing that control to the people that can do these things bigger on a bigger scale, while I be the creative mind behind the scene, frees me from letting my head expand even bigger than what it already is. So, period. Yeah. Amen.
Oh my God. Well, yes. I mean, I totally agree. I am not an event planner, but I know Dara, and she's an amazing one. So someone asked me, even following our first event with Partnership and Punch, oh, who did your daughters? I'm like, that same person that you was just listening to in Partnership and Punch, that's who you need to go follow up with. I can do a lot, but that's not for me. So it's great to have someone who really is passionate about events, about consultation, which leads me to the next question. How did you even get started, Dara, with getting into events?
So I think I've always been an event planner since I was a little girl. Like my mom, she used to sell jewelry and she sold clothes. And I was always like a little baby boss. Like when she did fashion shows, when she did jewelry shows, I was always there helping her set everything up. I wanted to tell the ladies which earrings they could and couldn't wear, but keeping all the big ones in the back for me. And so I believe, like, I've been an event planner since I was a baby. I've always been the one in my family who was in charge of doing the birthdays, doing the vacations, just doing everything and bringing all of us together to just celebrate and just be with each other. And it wasn't until I decided to officially launch my company where I saw the power of events. And so back in 2018, when I was just in a period of my life where I was insecure and I was broken and I didn't really know who I was and whose I was and what I wanted to do. And I used to go to events like a Sarah Jakes Roberts conference or TD Jakes, and not knowing that what they were saying was what I needed at that time in my life. And so just by attending that, it did something to me in the inside. It transformed me. I was delivered. And so when I really like sat down and just think about an event, is just not making a place pretty. It's not about you coming in and you got a dope tablescape. It's about the impact that it does. It's about creating powerful relationships and kindling those relationships and creating something that when your attendee walk in, they feel different from when they leave. And when I really started to believe that and like own that and like, this is why I love to do events, then it just took me personally and my company to a whole nother level. And that's why I've become more strategic about the type of clients that I bring on. Like, I've learned that everybody is not my client, you know, and I'm okay with that. I used to be at a place where I accepted everybody because I just didn't know that I couldn't. And so when I just really go back to my why, when a client comes to me and say, oh, I want you to plan this, I got to go back to my why and make sure that it aligns. Because if it don't align, I'm going to be stressed out, I'm going to be irritated, and I'm going to be questioning, like, do I really want to do this? And so just like I say, always going back to that why of how impactful events are really keeps me going and just really want to just continue to give back and do trainings and just educate people about the overall vision of this event planning, period.
Yes, period.
Amen.
Yes. I love that. I mean, I like what you said about knowing that everyone is not your client and being okay with that and making sure that you go back to your why, which I saw LaSteiner put in the comments. So if you all are tuning in and watching us live and you can see us, if you have questions, you can put them in the comment section. We can see them, and then Dara will be able to answer, whether it's about events, consulting, life coaching. She has various services, and you can just go ahead and put it in the comments. If you all are just tuning in, this is Wednesdays with Wits on intellectualradio.com. Here with LaSteiner Inspires, my lovely co-host, and Dara Michelle of Dara Michelle Events and Consulting. So I want to ask you just to give us a little bit more about the products and services under your company. So you briefly said what you do, but give us a little bit more about it in terms of the life coaching, the ebooks, the event consulting, the planning, and really what is the difference between event planning and event consulting?
Okay, so the difference, so if sometimes people, they understand event planning, they know what to do, but time is not their friend. And so they really just need somebody to come in just to ensure that they have their strategies together, their budget is together so that they're not losing money. And they don't really need a event planner for the whole event, but they just need somebody to come give them creative strategy or event consulting. And so I offer that service to maybe they only need me for 3 hours just to help them, you know, fine tooth and cross all the I's and the T's. Cross the T's, dot the I's. And so that's where event consulting come in. You know, maybe they are individuals who don't want nothing to do with any of it. So then they hire me to come in as their planner. They're the type of client who want to show up and be like, oh my God, a wow effect. And that's event planning. And so that's really much the difference between my event consulting and my event planning services. And then, like you said, I also do life coaching. And I just want to just talk about that because for a while, I was so invested on Dara Michelle events that I forgot who Dara Michelle was. And so I had stopped doing life coaching because somebody muted my voice and I didn't feel my story mattered. And so as all of these different things was happening in my life with, you know, the passing of my dad and knowing that both of my mom and my dad was diagnosed with cancer last year, and me testing positive for COVID-19, like all these different adversities started happening to me. And I was just back in this place where it's like, I get fulfillment in life coaching. Whether people feel like, how can you do it with all this happening? It's not your decision to decide. And so when I started just meditating and praying and journaling, you know, Girls Say Yes was birthed out of all of this adversity that was happening in my life. And so that's why I decided to tap back into life coaching, just so that I can be that space for women who may still be feeling like they don't know how to do it, how to get out, you know, or any of that. And so I created Girls Say Yes life coaching program out of my own adversity and trauma, and just really show like you can persevere through. And then I also do my mentoring with my Focus Fairies. And so that's the organization with the young girls, 7 to 14. And so we really just teach them, you know, life skills and really help them understand about identity and self-confidence and be self-aware, and really let them understand like how important it is to be servants in your community, and really try to teach them different things that they may not be learning inside of the school or at home, because a lot of our girls come from single family homes that live in poverty. And so we want to be that resource for them when they don't feel like they have it. And far as with the ebook, so I am in the process of launching a journal prompt book by the end of the year. And it's really just a book that I used in my journey that helped me get through. Because I can't say it wasn't all bad nights, but it wasn't good either. And it was nice where I just was like, you know what, God, I don't know what you're doing. I'm going to be obedient. I'm going to listen, but I'm hurting. I'm crying. My head hurt, my eye and I had to journal and I had to write. And so I just asked myself really challenging questions that's not surface level, because a lot of times we ask ourselves questions that's on the surface that ain't going to dig deep to the root of why we really dealing with whatever it is that we're dealing with and why we can't get past it. And so I created this journal of just questions that I ask myself every day. And I'm like, you know what, this may be beneficial to somebody. So I'm going to create a journal prompt book from that and offer it to women, you know, or men who may need it. Yep. So and then I have an ebook for a virtual event planning ebook as well for anybody. You don't have to, you know, be in the event space. You can just, like I said, want to throw a birthday party, you want to do a graduation, a prom, a women's wellness, anything. The ebook is really there to just guide you through and for you to decide, okay, do I need to hire a planner after this point? You know, and so I do have that, and I have it free for anybody who wants to view it and may think that they need it and is resourceful. And that's about it.
Awesome. When you started talking about journaling, I immediately thought about Liz Steiner. I see you like jumping ready to say something. So
I'm like double dutch, like, hey.
Yes.
So man, that's why I love the people that God connects me to, because I love journaling. Journaling is life. Like for real. Journaling has helped me get through life. And the fact that you said journal prompt book, like all the books that I published last year are all journal prompt books. And so that connection, I was like, yes, I want to be like, oh my God, because it's so important. Sometimes you don't have anyone to really talk to, and you need to release that. And in a journal, you can say the most transparent, vulnerable, unashamed thing that maybe you don't want to share with someone, but God is reading that as you're writing. So you're releasing that, and he is able to heal that. And so that is, man, that's awesome. Oh my God. Let me know when it's ready to purchase. I'm going to add it to my collection. Woo-hoo.
I know. We definitely want to support you, because journals are life over here as well. It's something that I encourage my daughters to do. It's definitely something I used to do even as a young girl. And I started back journaling also once my dad passed recently. Because like Liz Steiner said, sometimes you just need to get it out. And I know you mentioned that your father passed and your mom and him were both diagnosed with cancer. You beat COVID-19. Like, that's just a whole lot going on. So I'm glad that you found some positive outlets to overcome that. And then now you're using it to help people with the Girls Say Yes, with the journals. And I want to hear more about Girls Say Yes, because I've been seeing the posts. I know you have like a challenge going on. Tell us about that.
So Girl Say Yes challenge is really 30 days of me challenge. And I created that challenge because, like I said, with everything going on and everybody I feel like is dealing with something in their own way. And I think we always choose ourselves last because we caregivers and we're mothers and we're sisters and we're friends and we wives. And so we always want to put everybody before ourselves. And I say for the next 30 days, it's like, let's choose us first. Before we do anything else, choose us, and then everything else shall follow. Because if we not right, then it's going to be a ripple effect because we're not going to be right for nobody else that we're trying to motivate, encourage, inspire, be there for. It's just, it won't work. Or we'll be bleeding on people and we'll be fake. And so the 30 days of me was just really for us to challenge ourselves to say, you know what? Look, sis, right now I got to do what I got to do for me, and then I'll come back to you. I'm not saying that I'm discarding your feelings, this, that, and the third, but for the once, I got to choose mine first. And so that's why I created the group. And then the group also was, so I wanted to just jump out on faith because for some reason, Lord knows why, I've always been intimidated with going live on Facebook. I don't know why. So I'm like, you know what, God, I'm going to create this group. And whenever you give me the power to just go live and speak, I'm going to do it. Ain't going to be no hesitation. I don't care how I look. You know, I do make sure I have my lipstick on because I don't play about my lipstick. But, and I just go live and then I just speak from the heart about whatever it is that comes out. And so in my group, that has just really challenged me to do that because I've never felt that empowered to just go live and to speak. And so that group is really just teaching me about me as well. And for once, I chose myself over my fears. And it's just been real powerful.
Well, that was powerful in itself, choosing myself over my fears, because fear will shut you down if you let it.
Girl, you got me over here crying.
Are you crying?
I'm like, I'm like, oh, Lord, tears are sliding out the eyeball.
Did that hit you in your heart?
Girl hit me in my tear duct and my heart. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Not on a radio show. They can see me.
Yeah, we can see you. But that's good. See, I'm sure that there are other people who are touched. I know people from Girl Say Yes are watching live. And if you are, say hi, drop a comment. That will probably encourage them who are watching you step out on faith to do it as well. I think we've all been afraid at some point to hit live. Like, oh my goodness, what am I going to talk about? Is anybody going to listen? Like, am I going to be stuttering and stumbling over my words? But as you continue to do it, you just become more confident. Mm-hmm. And what used to be like, oh my goodness, this 5 minutes, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, turn this to 30 minutes. And then sometimes I've been on it for an hour and I'm like, whoa, that was a long time, but it was powerful. It was fun. Yeah. And then you have people that'll come back and they'll be looking for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Wednesday, where's the Wednesdays we're with? Like, where you at? Calling you out.
Right. And consistency. You know, you become an expert in that field. I learned because I was like, live? No. You know, I was all about you going to get the message and like the little bit of words I'm going to give you. And now, you know, we can testify. I'm like, I did a teaching every day for like 20, 30 minutes. When God prompts me to go live and share a testimony, I do it. And I cry on my lives too. I'm just a crybaby.
It's okay.
Girl, it's all well makeup, but it blesses people when you allow God to use you as that vessel. He speaks through you, and God is not a God of us being perfected. He perfects us as we go along in the way that He needs us to be perfected. And the way He perfects us does not always look like what the world think it should. So I commend you for walking that thing out, being transparent, you know, because that's what the world needs to see.
Yeah. And I think this time, like, I don't know if you said it about consistency. See, I had lacked consistency. So I would start something and then again, get in my own way and then I'll just stop. But with this, I was strategic. I'm like, it's going to be consistent. I want it to all flow, you know, look appealing. And so it's been going great so far. Like I'm not even, I used to be at a place in my life where if I didn't get comments or I didn't get likes, you know, I delete the post or to make me feel some type of way. And it's like, why? Like, if 3 people read it, 1 person comment, I know that 1 person, it touched, it impacted, it did something for them. And I'm okay with that, because numbers mean nothing when you ain't got no substance. And so when I really learned that, I stopped caring. Like, they'll see it, and if they don't, I'm okay too. I'm going to continue to do what he divinely downloaded in me to do.
Girl, I just felt the whole Holy Spirit on that. I'm going to have to drop the mic and walk off the stage. Oh, yeah, give you a love offering. I'm going to give you some love offering. Full of love.
Girl, that love offering. That's a whole nother episode. Okay. Show me the Bunte. But anyway, I am excited about your Girl Say Yes challenge. Some days I'll peek in and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go back and comment, or I'm going to go back and write this down for myself, because we're all going through something right now. Like, coming out of this pandemic, still being in it, it's just been a whole lot. So I think that your willingness to step out has actually been on time for many other people that you may not even realize. Because sometimes people don't comment, but they be watching, you know, and they take it in and they go back and they apply. So I think that that was important for you to say that, because it's people that's watching now, I guarantee, and are not saying anything, but they're getting the nuggets and they're getting the downloads. Actually, I had someone come to me, what was it, Sunday? It was Sunday. It was Father's Day, yep. And they emailed me. I don't know who this person is. She's like, I found you on someone else's YouTube channel. And I just assumed it was LaSteiner, because we were always talking about each other and like promoting each other. And she's like sharing her testimony, and it was titled, Please Help Me. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is a little heavy. So when I asked her, where did she find me? It was somebody I didn't even know. They had read the book, a book that I don't even promote. So I got like 3 different books, but this second book, I don't promote that much, but it just goes to show, like, people are always watching, listening, and then having systems set up where they can find you. So like having your website, having your email, things that we'll talk about in Partnership and Punch and all of that good stuff. But it's just good to have the systems in place. So if a person is listening now and they want to join the challenge and your online community, how would they do so?
So they can go to on the Facebook group and then just type it in. It's open. I don't have restrictions to it. You don't have to get approved by the admin. It's called Girl Say Yes, 30 Day of Me Challenge. And then I also just challenge the girls that's in the groups today to invite a sister friend. Like, invite someone who you feel may just needs to be in a community, who may need to, you know, understand that all women, you know, ain't out to get it. We ain't shicey, and we don't have no hidden agendas. You know, all the stereotypes and the statistics that they put around women relationships. And so I put that out today, like, encourage and invite another woman out. And then I was going to share it on my main page today as well, just to bring more women in, because I was strategic when I first started about who I wanted in the group. And so I personally invited all 43 members because I was strategic around it. And now I'm like, I want to open it up because I feel like more women may need whatever it is that they need that comes in that group.
That's awesome. And I put it in the comments too. So if you all are watching us live and you see us on Facebook, you can go in the comments. Girl Say Yes is the group. I want to talk about COVID-19. I know that you said that you had it, you beat it. How did COVID-19 impact your business, if at all? Like, what shifts did you have to make to keep your business thriving?
So because I do event planning, and of course, we all love that in-person interaction, a lot of my contracts were paused because of we couldn't, you know, be in that space. My travel client, we had to cancel all of our trips for the rest of the year because we couldn't travel because of the restrictions. And so initially when I first started, I was like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? Like, I wanted to do like host birthday parties every month. I wanted to do some virtual events, but then God was like, be still. And so I was okay with not doing anything in my business because I knew that I had to focus on, one, My mom was in the hospital for 3 months. And when she first went in the hospital, you know, she went in for thrash, came out with a pacemaker. She flatlined twice. And so I had to really focus my energy on getting her back healed and whole, and just put my energy somewhere else. And I was okay with that. So I did do a few, like 2 slumber party events. I did a picnic event, but I didn't really do as much as I probably could have. And I was okay because I knew I had to focus on other things. That really event planning wasn't my priority in that moment. But it also helped me to rebirth Dara Michelle. Like I said, I started putting more energy on my life coaching and doing my journal prompt book. And so I'm grateful for the stay at home, because I was moving every month. I was out of town somewhere with a client. I was out the country 5 times a year. Like, I was moving. And I never got to be still and just sit. And so even though it impacted my business, where contracts are being paused and clients are canceling events, I was okay with that, because I know in 2021, once we start planning events again, that I'm a scale. And I even still got a few clients through the pandemic, but I wasn't stressing myself out like, oh my God, I need a client, I need this, because I had other priorities.
Yes, be still. What is that, Psalm 46:10, I think? Be still and know that I am God. Look, y'all go look that up on your own. I believe that that's what that is, though. Some of those scriptures be like burned in my head from childhood, but I believe it's Psalm 46:10. And be still. I mean, I can relate to having to be somewhere every month, like even missing my own children's events to be at another person's event because that was my client. And just once the COVID-19 hit, it really was almost like a sigh of relief. Like, oh my goodness, I can be more present.
Exactly.
Because the whole reason that I stopped working my 9 to 5, or it was actually 8 to 5, was so that I could be present with the children. But it would be like I was here, but not here. Mm-hmm. They'll be here and I'll be on that laptop working or traveling. So there is still a blessing in the midst of all of this.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot happening, but you can still find opportunities to be grateful and just to look at it on a bright side, right? Yes, look in the comments.
Yes.
46.
Thank you, Tabitha
Academy. Thank you, Tabitha. Comments. We used to have to memorize Bible verses, and my mother, that's one of her favorite scriptures too. So I'm glad I was right. Woo, woo. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so for someone who's just starting out with event planning, what advice would you give to them?
I would really tell them to take their time and understand what it is in event planning that you want to do, because event planning has so many different moving parts. So you may just be the logistics queen like me. Like, I'm super dope with logistics, creating strategy, structure. But when it comes to the design, I'm not bad at it, but I'm not great. But I'm okay with saying, you know what? I need to partner with a designer who could come in and make the room beautiful, who can create that ambiance, who can lay out that tablescape, who can make sure she got the garland balloons. That's her ministry, and I'm okay with that. So it's like really figure out in event planning, do you want to be an event designer? Do you want to just do decorating? Do you just want to be an event caterer? Like, do you want to just do pastries? Do you want to do planning and logistics? Know that, and if you want to do it all, that's perfectly fine too. But be open to build out a great team, because it's challenging for anyone to do anything by themselves. And then be okay with, in the beginning, losing money, not making money, rebrand. I think I rebranded myself several times before I finally got it together. And don't be so, irritated when stuff don't work. Learn from it and figure out, how do I make it better the next time? And even if you got to go the next time, it's all okay. It's no rush. Like, we're not in a race. It's your clients is your clients, your tribe is your tribe, and you're going to attract who you need and who you need to work with. And so just be patient with yourself and really take the time you need to figure out what type of event planner you want to be.
Those were some good nuggets. I think for anybody, whether you're an event planner or not, like take your time, learn. If it doesn't work out the first time, that's okay. You could try again, and your tribe will come. I totally agree with all of those things.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. So I know that the world is opening back up, as they say. Here in Chicago, we'll be going into phase 4 on June 26th. So for individuals who are looking to return to their live events, when would you recommend that they resume? Like the fall, the spring, or just totally wait until 2021?
I mean, I think if you're planning like more of intimate events, do everything outside, because, you know, COVID-19 is real and she's still here. So if you're doing anything, do it outside in a space where you could practice social distancing safely. Limit it to less than 50. I know it's 50 people, but if you can even have maybe 45 people, you know, or if you have an in and out flow, that's cool. Make sure that whatever event that you do, you have PPE. So you have hand sanitizer, you have face masks, you have Lysol, you have wipes, whatever it is, again, because safety should be the number one priority right now when you're doing events. And I truly believe that events on a larger scale probably won't happen until 2021, maybe in the spring. And even travel events may start back in the spring because, again, you have, I think it's like 50-50. Some people are like, girl, whatever, I'm ready to get out here. I've been in this house. I want up this, and this. Then you have some people who's a little bit more conservative, like, no, I'm going to wait. And so you just have to really survey your audience. Again, you have to figure out what they want, because we create stuff based on what we think they need, and they don't show up. It's like because we never surveyed them. So how you want to put an event together, ask them, like, do you feel comfortable being in a space with 50 people, you know, or do you prefer a virtual event? And then that way you will know exactly how to plan it and how it should flow when you get ready to do your event. And I think another thing too is when we get ready to do events, because we've been in COVID all year, a lot of people are burnt out of conferences, getting knowledge, Zoom meetings. They want a party, cocktail, and just fellowship. And so if you're thinking about doing any events for the rest of this year, it needs to be around that, like celebrating, fellowshipping, you know. And then 2021, we go back to the building our business and securing the bag and this, that, and the third. But I just truly feel a lot of people are burnt out because that's all we've been doing, because people have just been downloading and dumping this conference, that conference, this. And it's like, it's time for us to just get out and just, you know, take a breath from all of that. So if you're thinking about planning an event, really do something that's sociable, where people can come together, they can gather, they can fellowship, cocktail, drink, have conversations, and so forth.
Yes, I know LaSteiner was telling me there was something I was inviting her to, and this wasn't even that much into the COVID-19. She's like, I can't do another Zoom. It's like, I just can't do another one. It was like a Zoom brunch or something. I'm like, you should come to this. She's like, I can't do another one.
As much as I'm, you know, I call myself an intro extrovert, social distancing wasn't a problem for me because I tend to stay to myself anyway. But when I want to see people, I want to actually be out. I don't want to look at you on the screen and be like, hey, how you doing? Like, you know, so I was like, nah, I'm going to pass. I'm going to have brunch in my house by myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look forward to live events that are the ones that you described in terms of celebration. Like, oh my goodness, they have made intimate settings. Most of my events that I plan that are live are pretty intimate. I don't really like to have big crowds anyway. But now with the whole COVID-19, it's pretty much forcing us to just be more intentional, to be safe, having the PPE, like you said. I know at my event, since now I have the face mask, I'm going to have that in the swag bag, put this on, because if you didn't come with it, you got to have it to stay. Yes. Exactly. So I'm not playing about none of that at all.
Yeah.
So any final words that you want to share with our listeners to encourage them during this time? It can be anything. I know that you beat COVID-19, so you want to talk about that, or just shout out your website, your email, any final words you want to share.
Okay, so by the grace of God, when I had COVID-19, I didn't have any symptoms, and I didn't, give it to my mom. So that was a blessing.
Wow, nice.
I did quarantine myself for 14 days, but I was just asymptomatic. So I was grateful for that. But I would just encourage people, like, whatever you're dealing with, in your life right now, just to stay positive. And when you feel like positivity is not enough, then like go to worship and talk to God and really ask him for his wisdom, his power, and his understanding. And then get you a dope support system. Like, I didn't realize how dope my support system was until I just stopped being afraid to ask. Like, my guy was like, babe, just ask. Like, you never know what the outcome may be, and I don't know. I guess in my mind, it's like from past experiences, when you talk to people about whatever it is, they prejudge you because you're supposed to be this strong person who got it all together and don't have issues. Like, we not human and we go through stuff. And so he was just really pouring into me, like, just ask, you can't do it by yourself. And when I did, just like the pour out that I received was just phenomenal. And I was just really in awe, like, people like really care, And so reach out to your support system, be unafraid to ask for the help, because we all need it at some time. And then just get involved and, stay, if you got to exercise, if you got to, work out, if you just got to go for a walk, just be by yourself just to clear your thoughts, and then, figure out what you want to do next. But I just really encourage everybody to just try to, I know sometimes it's hard to be positive in negative situations, but I'm pretty sure you can grab a little drop of positivity out of it, just so that you don't be in a cloudy mood all day.
That was awesome. Got me over here teary-eyed again. Dehydrated.
Right.
Let me take a sip of this water.
Yeah, that was really good. And we have to go back and fill ourselves up. LaSteiner and I did an episode a while ago about being the strong friend and overcoming like the DIY mentality, being afraid to ask, because like you said, Dara, sometimes you are the strong friend or the person that everybody goes to and looks to. But it's okay to ask for help. And there are some people who are ready and willing to help you, and they're just waiting for you to ask, because that's all that they need. As soon as you ask, they're like, oh, of course, like, I got you. And I'm glad that your boyfriend, your bae, told you, like, just ask. Because I think I was talking to you, LaSteiner, about how sometimes that might be even rooted in pride.
Yep.
Like, not being able to ask, or not feeling like we can ask, that we have to do everything by ourselves. No.
Yeah.
It's just way too much pressure that we don't have to take on. And we did get a comment that I want to highlight here. I love that episode with LaSteiner. Helped me make a list of things to delegate.
Thank you, Tabitha. I think in this season of my life, I've learned to accept help and ask big time. And it's been a blessing. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think to that comment about making a list, I think that's important, because I think sometimes a lot of people be like, how do I balance it all? Like, how do I balance being a business owner, a mom, a friend, this, that, and the third? And I really, truly believe it's about priority versus balance. Because if you want to do everything that you're doing, then you should be able to. You just got to know how to prioritize it so that it makes sense for you. And that you're not getting overwhelmed and feel like you got to do everything at one time. Like, focus on what that priority is, accomplish that, then move to the next.
Yes, priority versus balance. I had a coach who actually told me there's no such thing as balance. She's like, we want to create harmony.
I like that.
Priority. What am I going to do first? So, yes. Lists save lives.
Oh my God, yes.
Yes. I want to make sure that everyone has Dara's information. So again, our guest for today's show is Dara Michelle of Dara Michelle Events and Consulting. Dara is an event curator, life coach, mentor, and an advocate for women. Dara is passionate about teaching self-love, driving self-confidence, and creating opportunities within her local and global community. She began with formal education in public health and a master's in business administration, and has since expanded her reach in the nonprofit sector to help co-found Focus Fairies Mentoring. So if you have young girls between 7 and 14, this is an empowerment program for them. Since the program's launch in June 2017, her co-founders and her have helped to enhance the lives of girls in the Chicagoland area through vehicles of group coaching, organized events, and individual developmental mentorship. When she's not indulging her creative side as an entrepreneur at Dara Michelle Events, she continues to pursue her passion for helping others through her work as a life coach and mentor. When a life is transformed and changed because of her inspiration, her encouragement, and her reach, that is when you truly have success. You can have all the money in the world, all the materialistic items, but if you don't touch someone's life in the process, you didn't accomplish much success. So you can connect with Dara on www.daramichelle.com. And if you are interested in having your product or service featured on the show, you can contact us on whitdevereaux.com/radio-show to inquire about our sponsorship opportunities. So thank you again, Dara. Thank you again, listener. I look forward to seeing you Saturday and also inside of your group.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.